For chapter 5, estimation of ST and probability of death for conditional. So conditional survive from 0 to t and the probability of death just from t to t equal to 1. So survive. So we call it as conditional because the condition is this and in this individual must survive until t. And ST, as you know, it is a surviving function. And then we already learned for observed proportion we use ST. For estimation we use ST with hat, isn't it? So today we will go for estimation of ST equal to NT over N. If you still remember NT, what is NT? NT is random variable for number of survivors at T. So RV, number of survivors at T. So what's the difference between big N and small n? So big N, random number of survivors at T. So small n is in the actual study. This one we put in the formula for the general form. It is the same thing, just the term dt is random variable we use in the formula, and small t we use in actual study. So our observation, same thing, same number of death. dt is number of deaths. This one also number of death at time t. So there are many formula for this part. So I will touch only the important one. ST, estimator, we have had NT over N. And then we have conditional probability of death. So the estimator we use had. And the expected value for the conditional probability of death from t to t plus 1 is equal to conditional probability. And the variance for conditional probability of death from from t to t plus 1 equal to, straight away just take this one, 1 minus TQO over N. So N is number of sample at 0, number of sample at 0. So we settle the first estimation for ST and the conditional probability. Now we go to estimation for probability of death and PT. So for estimation, we have to use hats. This one also estimation, so we have to use hat for both. Okay. So the formula that you have to know, same as 5.16 number of death at T over number of survivors at T. And then you also have to know the variance, the mean. The mean is equal to QT, and also the variance, 5.18. So you just take this one. Okay. And then you also have to know the probability of survive at T. So number of survivors at t plus 1 over number of survivors at t. So remember, in last chapter we learned on life table. So sorry, t px1, because this is for 1. So x plus 1 over lx plus 1 over lx. So same as here. So this one we use in terms of number of samples. So nt plus 1 over nt. Because this is, we use estimator using the proportion. Okay, so for estimator for this time, we change from this one, we change to this one. Actually we use proportion, but now the notation we use as with the hat, the estimators, but we still use the method of proportion. Okay, what else? So you also should know PT 5.19 and also variance. Why I will use variance? So mean always same for conditional, so it will get PT back. And then for the variance, for probability of survival at t with conditional of nt is this one. So we just take the last one, pt1 minus pt over nt. How to transform the information you get from the question into the timeline. So consider a sample of 20 individuals. N is equal to 20. So this time, this is for actual study. So we will use notation for actual study. Existing at t equal to 0, meaning that we start with t equal to 0. All fail within 5 weeks. So t is weekly and t equal to 5, it ends. So the observation ends at t equal to 5 and start at t equal to 0, since all fail within 5 weeks. And only the week of failure is recorded. So failure here is about death, for example, for death. Because we are looking for probability of death, probability of survivors, so the event of interest is about death. Okay, so the observed outcome of this sample is that two individuals fail in the first week, 3 individuals fail in the second week, 8 individuals fail in the third week, and 6 individuals fail in 4th week, and last one fail in 5th week. So now we draw the timeline. So this is t. T is in term of week. So you have to label the timeline. So at t equal to 0, n is equal to 20. So all individuals are still survive at t equal to 0. Okay, the first week, 2 individuals fail. 0 to 1. D0 to 1 equal to 2. So this here actually is 1. So D1 equal to second week, we have 3. D2 we have 8. D3 we have 6. D4 we have 1 die. So 1 individual die between 5th week. So from D4 to D5. So actually in front here is all one interval. At time equal to 0, n is still 20 people still survive. At n1, 20 minus 2, 18 left. So only 18 individuals survive. At n2, 18 minus 3, 15 survive. So n3, 15 minus 8, 7 survive. And 4, 7 minus 6, 7 minus 6 equal to 1. And 5, 1 minus 1 equal to 0. So all individuals fail at t equal to 5. Okay, now we already get the information for nt and dt. So now we can calculate the estimators given. So A, the conditional probability of death. So you have to refer to the formula. So the formula, actually Q two, 3. So this individual survive from 0 to 2 and die from 2, 3. From t equal to 2 until t equal to 3. So which formula you have to use? So if we refer back, so QT is equal to dt over nt. So this is formula we use big D. However, in actual study we use small dt, but it is the same thing. If you write down big D, also I accept that one. So dt, t for this one, 2 over nt, n2. So d2 is 8, n2 is, d2 over n or nt. Oh, this one is for QT. We are looking for proportion. Okay, this one. dt over n. That's why I weird. So this one is only n. So n is equal to 20. So we get 0.4. Okay, for B, S3. So S3, okay, this is estimator, so we have to put hat. This one, in the question, there is no hat because just it states in the sentence. So S3 is equal to nt over n. nt over n. So t is equal to 3. So n3 is 7, n is 20, 0.35. Okay, C is Q3 over n, 6 over 7. If you draw the wrong timeline, so your answer will be wrong as well. So D, we calculate variance for conditional probability at t equal to 2. So if you refer back at the formula, we use Q2 1 minus Q2 over N2. So what is Q2? Q2 is equal to D2 over N2. So D2, so 8 over 15. So you substitute here 8 over 15, 1 minus 8 over 15, and N2 is 15. And you will get 0.0166. Okay, E. So for E, let's say we find probability of survivors. Estimator for probability of survivors at t equal to 1. So n t plus 1 over nt. So n 1 plus 1 is 2 over n1 15 over 18. So we probability of survivors. The estimator for probability of survivors. So variance for conditional probability for probability of survive at t equal to 4, for example. So we use P4 1 minus P4 over N4. You can refer back the formula. So how to find the P4? P4 NT plus 1, remember, over NT. So N5 is 0, NT is 1. So we get 0. So this also would be 0. Variance probability at t equal to 0. So still the same thing. So P0 is N1 over N0 equal to 18 over 20. And then you substitute in variance. Would be P01 minus P0 over N0. So we get 18 over 20, 1 minus 18 over 2. And the answer is 0.0045. So all these are the estimators that you have to know for these two